if my nautical skills are holding up, they're keeping a chick captured in my closet. What's that? Willingly? Does it fucking matter?
Also, in the first movie, how was your reaction with when you're in the room with the cat?
How was what?
The cat kill scene.
Yeah. Well, a little story behind that. You know, we had this was like an air cannon. And this was like a tube this big. And it just launched air out at an ungodly rate of speed. And me and Duffy were on the back dock launching shit into the river in Toronto with this air cannon. It was just fucking cool, man. It's like, you get a can like that, you launch sandwiches and shit to see how far the crap would go, right? And this thing was loud. And Rocco, God bless his soul, man. Rocco's a wonderful cat. But to talk to Rocco about it, he, on the day, he was like, so Sean, is it gonna make noise? And I was like, no. Obviously what you would say to Rocco. I was like, okay. I was like, but you gotta act really scared. You gotta act really scared. He's like, okay. And so on the day, you know, roll, camera, action, this thing goes off, and I swear I goes, and he fucking thought we cut the camera. He thought shit went wrong. He thought something really, really fucking blew up. And that's why, like, in the scene, me and Norm were like going, because we're laughing at fucking Rocco. Rocco fucking pissed himself. That cat, he looked, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he looked right down the barrel of the camera. He's like, right down the barrel of the camera. He thought we cut it. The guy fucking shit himself. And it was one of the funniest moments of Boondock 1. And, but to this day, he's like, I knew it was gonna be loud. Like, fuck out of here, Rocco. You ain't no shit. One of my favorite Roccos, Rocco came up to me one day and said, Sean, do you like peanut butter? Yeah, Rock, I like peanut butter. Literally, Rock does this. Me too. That was in my head. I'm like, that's everything that he wanted to say. I'm like, hey, okay, see ya. God bless fucking Rocco. I love him, man. Anyway, sorry to train off on your question.
By the way, both movies were absolutely awesome.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man. I'm going to be one of those rebels and not have a Boondock Saints question. You got it. What was it? Go sit next to the other cat. I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. What was it like playing young Indiana Jones? Obviously, the first answer is incredibly flattering, you know? I mean, because when Raiders of the Lost Ark came out, that was probably, the opening 30 minutes of Raiders was probably the best cinematic experience I'd had to that date. I mean, it was mind-blowing to me. And so to be, you know, to play that character was, to start off flattering, you know? But obviously, Indiana Jones opened up every door that's open to me today. You know, I wouldn't have been in Boondock if I wouldn't have been Indy. I wouldn't have even got an audition for Powder, you know? So it was a great experience. I had to get a passport to go and film that. You know, I'd never been out of the country. Subsequently, I went to 50-something different countries. I mean, Young Indy was not only my film school, but it was my school. I learned more about history doing Young Indy than ever in school, ever in university, you know? It was a wonderful experience. I saw every culture on the globe. I saw every type of person on the globe, and it made me understand why everybody fucking wants to come to the United States of America. But it was a wonderful experience, it really was. I met some great people, some lifelong friends, worked with some amazing directors. I mean, I was the only no-name on this, you know? Like, my first episode, Vanessa Redgrave was in it. I'm like, it's like Vanessa Redgrave and the guy that plays Eddie was Sean Who? You know, it was Christopher Lee. It's like Elizabeth Hurley was Indy's first girlfriend. It was just kind of crazy. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience, and I'm thankful to have done it. You know.
And on that, one more question. I saw one of your 8x10s for Indy up at the booth. Did the makeup team actually put Harrison Ford's scar on the chin?
Yes. Yes. Every single day.
That is good detail.
And it wasn't until like 3 years in that you realized on TV you couldn't fucking see it. But yes, and it was a prosthetic. This is a worm like that long. It was a little rubber worm that would glue to my chin. That they did a whole life cast of my face for, which overkill. But yeah, they did.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My question is, what, besides Boondock Saints, obviously, what's your favorite movie that you've done?
Powder without question.
I love that movie.
That's scripts like that are why you get into the business as an artist. You know, it wasn't the most fun on the day, you know, because it's kind of a cerebral role. But as far as an artist, everything kind of pales by comparison. That's why you get into the business, you know?
I can still get watch that, like I want to go beat up the people who are being mean to Powder. So.
Yeah.
And second question, since he's not here, let's embarrass Norm. I want to hear the horse story. Come on, he's not here, we got to embarrass him.
Who here hasn't heard the horse story?
Everybody's heard it, I can say it.
Really? Everybody, no lazy fox. Who hasn't heard the horse story? Really? It's a shitload of people. I guess that one marks the story. Okay, so check it out. By the way, this is fucking good. In the opening of Boondock 2, you know, we're in Ireland and we're on these horses, right? Typical actor thing. Anytime a director calls you and asks you a question, it's just yes. Just like your chick says, go look fat in the jeans. No! No, you don't. Just a natural response, right? So, you know, Duffy calls me up. I'm from Texas, first of all, so I grew up on horses. You know, he's like, Flannery, can you... fuck, you're from Texas. Never mind. Click, hangs the phone. Calls Regis, right? He's like, Norm, can you opening scene, I'm writing, blah, 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 can you ride a horse? Oh, equestrian. I obviously, Norm didn't even know the word equestrian, so I don't even know why I made that shit up. He probably said some shit like, giddy up, yay! Something like that. But, you know, he conveyed to Duffy that, oh, man, he's like barrel racing fool, you know? And so on the day, we show up, and, you know, I go over, I meet my horse, and I didn't even get on my horse. I was just, you know, having breakfast or something. And I look over and I see them craning Norman onto the horse. That's a no-shitter. They had like a fucking cherry pick, like, and Norman's like, sitting on the horse, right? No shit, I couldn't make this crap up. Actually, I couldn't make that crap up, probably. But I'm not. So they crane Regis onto the horse. And, you know, there's things I'm good at and things I'm not good at. I'll fess up to him, you know. Norm's a lifelong smoker, right? I mean, he smoked his whole life. Another rolls his own cigarettes. I've never smoked a day in my life. So if you look at the movie, I'm smoking like this. I'm like, You know, Regis, in the opening, you know, we have to roll our own cigarettes. Regis is like... You know, he's doing all of that, right? And literally, I'm like, conversely, on the horse, I'm like, comfortable as shit, right? We start to film the scene. This is what the horse does. No movement, just adjusts. The horse goes, boom. And Regis, no shit, goes, ha! Flannery's moving! Flannery's moving! Swear to God, he's moving! Oh, God! I was paralytic with laughter. I was like, no, the motherfucker didn't gallop away. The fucker just went like, he was just like, you know, come on, just like you do. He just went, boom! And that's it. The guy was literally, he was like, give me out. I'm like, Regis. It's gonna be alright. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I talked to the horse, he's good. You can do that? Yeah, yes, I can do that. And the shit's on camera. We have that shit on camera. He had a fucking meltdown, man. He didn't want to do a take two. I was like, come on, you look like a tard, but I look like a tard, but I'm a cigarette, so come on. That's the worst. And when you talk to Rita's be like, it wasn't like that. It was fucking just like that.
Hey, I've been following your work, like the other guy said, way back in Young Indie, and I got two questions. One is on topic, Lex, but the first one, if they ever offered you a chance to, like, you know, say, because I know the last one was with Harrison Ford, but if they ever told you, came up to you and offered you the role again, would you want to get on that hot whip batch?
Obvious is obvious. Yeah! After a nanosecond of consideration, I'll go like, fucking yes! No, George Lucas, no. No. Yeah, of course, you know, that's the most, you know, iconic role I've done. It's Indiana Jones, you know, I mean, just to be a part of, you know, a film that comes out like that, there's a huge legacy there. It's, you know, yeah.
All right, and the on-topic one. I especially loved your work with, like, between you, Norm, and Billy Connolly. And I was just wondering, like, what was that like having, like, three of you on set, working with them?
Billy Connolly's the funniest motherfucker I've ever met in my life. Like, just on the day. Me and Billy would have conversations that they couldn't get us out of the van. We'd be driving to the set. It'd be an hour to get set. They'd be like, where's Splinter and Billy? Oh, they're still in the van. They'd park and we'd still be in the middle of a conversation, just like going back and forth and shit. Billy Connolly, just out of the blue, he'll turn around to me and be like, it was 1969. And Mick Jagger was going down on David Bowie. And I leaned over to him and I said, I'm like a titty tack, isn't he? And Mick scratched my leg and started pulling on it, much like I'm pulling yours. Fucking Billy Connolly's like the ding-dang doodle. Literally, every story Billy Connolly has, he's like, so Jane Fonda came up to me before I knew she was a fucking commie. Billy Connolly, he's just fucking funny. And this guy's been around, everybody from the United States doesn't understand. Billy Connolly in the UK is like fucking Elvis Presley. I mean, the motherfucker's huge. He's like bigger than big. So it's kind of a sanctuary for him coming to the States because he's a little lesser known, although he's very recognizable. In the UK, he's like Elvis Presley, but that guy's mind is on fire. So he's a genuinely wonderful guy, but he's funny as fuck. And a lot of times he says shit and he'll go, what? Not knowing that he said some funny shit. Like, I'm fucking funny. Okay. The shit he says, I think he like sat up at night and wrote the shit, and it just comes off the top of his head. Like, he smashed Robin Williams. The cat's just a genius. I dig him. Can't say enough about the cat.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I was wondering with the dynamic between the three central characters in the first film, you guys and Rocco, where did that come from? Was that scripted, or did that come from the relationship between the actors?
Well, originally, I mean, obviously, you know, every film that starts on the page, you know. And really, the script is the most important part of any film. Don't let anybody tell you differently. For example, I'll give you an example. You know, you start with a script that's out of 100. You know, you grade it out of 1 of 100. If it starts at 100, if it's a perfect script, all you can do is reduce that number. You can't increase it. And I'll give you an example why. Say the scene says, the most beautiful girl in the world walks into the room. Well, guys that like blondes, the minute you cast a brunette, you ostracize them. Because it's a beautiful girl, but it's not the most beautiful in the world. Consequently, you know, all I can do is live up to what's written. I can't add anything really there, you know. All I can do is make the chemistry that they intend to be on the page authentic, you know. And I think it's a little, you know, I knew Norm before Boondock, but I met Rocco on Boondock, but we all hit it off. I mean, they're truly good guys. And I can't say that about every film that I've made. You know, I've certainly worked with some buttholes, you know. I've worked with some great people, but on Boondock, it's just a great, you know, it's just luck of the draw, you know. It's just a bunch of really good guys. So if it's authentic, it's much more easily captured on film, you know. It's hard to replicate, you know, a true appreciation for somebody, you know. And I hold them all dear in my heart, those guys. Good guys.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.